Available now from IndiePix Films on DVD is how I watched it, but it's also available streaming, is Straight to Video from 2021. This is a Uruguayan documentary about this filmmaker is obsessed with this straight-to-video movie from 1988 called Act of Violence. And it's this bizarre, terrible shot-on-video film, but much like the films of Ed Wood or Doris Wishman or these cult filmmakers we've come to love from the 60s and 70s, it's fascinating. It's like these people in the movie never seem to have done anything else or very little. And where did this movie come from? What was the filmmaker trying to do? Where did they go? So this film is basically a documentary where the filmmaker of this film is investigating this movie. Where did it come from? Who made it? Why? Where are they now? Can we find interviews with those people that talk about it? And it plays like a mystery. It was this strange film that was barely released in a strange way, and nobody quite knows who made it, and people who he can track down don't want to talk about it. Can he find the original filmmakers? And it becomes this sort of bizarre rabbit hole of obsession. I really, really liked this. And the clips from Act of Violence make it look so bonkers. You end this movie really wanting to watch this. And the cool thing is, which I honestly didn't realize until I was just reading the sell sheet on this film, is that it does include the original movie Act of Violence. I don't know how I missed that on this disc, so I can't actually review Act of Violence right now, but I can say from the clips it looks like an Ed Wood fascinating kind of film. Straight to video, VHS, this movie we're talking about right now, though, I really like this. This is really interesting. Mostly shot 4:3 because that's the way the original Act of Violence was. Occasionally it goes widescreen in some like very narrative style, more artistic, let's say, shots of this filmmaker trying to find out the truth. And some of those sequences that are more cinematic involve the filmmaker of Act of Violence. So it starts to make you question, well, is this documentary 100% legit, or is this fiction in some way? It blurs the lines between fiction and nonfiction, fantasy and reality in kind of an intriguing way. There's no commentary or anything on here to clue us in, so I guess we have to look up interviews with this filmmaker to see what the real deal was. But Act of Violence clearly was a movie, and I clearly cannot wait to watch it right now. If you like weird cult movies and movies like these films that have been proliferating in the documentary world now, where somebody is trying to, find out about a movie that never got made, or find out about a film that started to get made and then stopped, like the Death of Superman movie and things like that, or the Fantastic Four movie. This sort of plays into that. It is in Spanish, or Uruguayan. It is subtitled throughout, but I just found it's only 77 minutes. It's not very long, but I found it riveting and funny and just fascinating. So I highly recommend if you can watch it. If you're watching the streaming, that film, if you're watching straight to VHS streaming, you won't get the Act of Violence movie itself as an extra. So that's, to me, where, once again, physical media has the upper hand. I would certainly go for that. But available now from IndiePix on DVD or streaming is straight to VHS, highly recommended.